What you do Ndume now?
Now we when they talk motivational, when they listen to us, they send money and they go. What this one don't do. Now you see. You the beg money too. Keep this thing. There's dignity. You don't jump somebody when you
Begging is better than stealing.
Sketo place in Sketo come here, meet us one-on-one. Sketo like me. If I want to do my birthday now his bag go. Sketo.
President Bola Ahmed Tinubu GCFR at the presidential villa Aso Rock earlier today walked to the office this morning to debunk all claims that he is incapacitated. Amid speculations, the president took a walk alongside his aides at the presidential villa Aso Rock, Abuja.
All right, welcome to another edition of Vice Tenders of Instincts, your number one super review program on Flip TV. It's Michael Adekunle again at the newsstand, and we have our reviewers ready to analyze what we have on today's dailies. All right, our esteemed viewers, we appreciate you for always keeping in touch. We appreciate you for the support on this platform. God really continue to bless you. Now we have different stories on these dailies. We have foreign stories on Israel, Hamas war. We have the 35,000 minimum, the 35,000 wage award, and the trouble that built up in the Senate yesterday. That was between the Senate president and Ndume. Now let's quickly read out the stories before we analyze. Quickly to 35,000 Naira wage award. Labour gives governors ultimatums 61 million Nigerians to get 1 trillion Naira. Ultimatum given by NLC-TUC applicable to states. Kano, Gombe, NLC chapters, others. 50 million households to get 25,000 Naira monthly. Program will reduce poverty, says World Bank. And to the next one, we have on page 7 of this paper, protesters storm National Assembly, oppose EFCC chairman's confirmation. Now on page 5 of this paper, what do we have here? Okay, let's move down to why I want 550 million Naira damages for compulsory retirement, says ex-DIG. Down the paper, we have a tragic scene that took place in Lagos yesterday and what it's all about. 14 injured as 2 BRT vehicles collide in Lagos yesterday. 14 injured as 2 BRT vehicles collide in Lagos. To the next one, free Israeli hostages. France, Turkey urge Hamas. And to Ondo State, we have Ondo lawmakers meeting Ganduje, suspending Aidatiwa impeachment. Ondo lawmakers meet Ganduje, suspend Aidatiwa impeachment. Quickly to another paper, which is Daily Trust newspaper. Daily Trust newspaper, very crucial, one on the front page of this paper. Israeli forces killed 3,308 Palestinians, 500 killed in Gaza hospital, 2,417 children, women among casualties. To the next one, which is the Vanguard. The Vanguard with a very, very crucial headline. Was the Vanguard saying? Fresh trouble in Senate as Akpabio Ndume clash. Fresh trouble in Senate as Akpabio Ndume clash. To the next one, on page 9 of the Vanguard newspaper. South Africa may overtake Nigeria as Africa's biggest economy, says IMF. South Africa may overtake Nigeria as Africa's biggest economy, says IMF. Police uncover arms factory in Lagos. Nigerian police uncover arms factory in Lagos. And to the next one, which is on OB, as the presidential candidate of the Labour Party. Obi won 2023 presidential poll, says Babachi Lawal. Obi won 2023 presidential poll, says Babachi Lawal. Tinubu flags off cash transfer program for 15 million households. The president, Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu, flags off cash transfer program for 15 million households. Okay, we have our reviewers on ground to analyze these trending stories. Of course, let me quickly acknowledge the presence of our viewers watching us across the globe. We have Gladys Nyabo. Good morning to you, Gladys. How you doing? Okay, happy midday week to you all. Thank you so much, Gladys. King Joe Ogba. Good morning to you, Mike, and everyone here watching from Budapest. Thank you so much, King Joe. We have Andrew Gujimi with us this morning. Gujimi saying beautiful morning to my people. Love from Dublin. Muki, great. Thank you so much for joining us. Amechi Machuku, thank you so much for joining us, blessed one. We appreciate you for joining us. Kunle, good morning to you. And how you doing?
Yeah, good morning. Good morning, everybody.
Yeah.
Good morning, Muki, great. We are doing the damages job for that boy that is begging money from you and is still abusing you. So
That's all about it this morning. Kunle.
yeah. So we
Yes,
thank God
we are supposed to treat topical issues. Yeah.
we're treating.
Don't bring the rift between you and Raphael to the program.
It's because
That happened before the aspect of this program, right?
It's going astray. That's why I'm saying
Yeah,
it's going astray.
that's to tell the viewers that sometimes you don't know what's really happened before the starting of the program and after the program.
On YouTube, you should know, and we are trying to gag, a lot of force that are going astray. So there's nothing wrong in that. He has gagged you likewise on this platform. He has threatened you. He has threatened everybody. I mean, they should grow by his age, grow with age.
Let's learn how to manage ourselves. No one is perfect.
Yeah, you're right.
All right, thank you so much, Kunle. Yeah, the president of the country, Ashwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu, has flagged off a cash transfer program for 15 million households. Kunle, would you call that a very good development from the president?
It may be a development from the president itself, but how about the people that will, be in charge of the distributions of those palliatives? That's the problem. Nigerians, the problem we are having is like a self-inflicted problem. We are always the problem of ourselves. When the government releases palliative to cushion the effects of the suffering, it will land in some people's hands, and they will corner it and start misbehaving with it. And that's what happened during the 6 billion this thing they give to each state. So to me, I think we need to search ourselves before we wreck ourselves.
We need to search ourselves before we wreck ourselves.
Wow. Because at least I've done the feasibility studies and done the fact check. I see that it's majority of us that are causing this problem to ourselves. Because by the time government release this palliative, then like mine, the governors should be held responsible like us. Because the governors are the one that is in custodian of the masses, majority of the masses. The House of Rep, House of Assembly, nominated candidates, elected candidates will go to Abuja to start battling with, law and others. Why the governor? They are the one at home, taking care of the, citizen. So to me, the governors too should sit tight and be upright, because it takes two to tango, and only one tree cannot make a forest. So that is it. The president cannot not make a forest alone, except those governors. They are doing the needful. They are doing what they're supposed to do. So to me, for the betterment of this country, we have to beam our searchlights on the governors, on the local governments, and even the presidency likewise.
Now, don't you think a committee should be set up to monitor these disbursements? Sorry.
Yeah, if you set up a committee, Mike, you are not going to bring them from heaven. You are not going to bring them from the sky. It's the same Nigerians that will be part of this committee. You see, it's just about selfishness. It's just about kleptomania, right? The money you don't need, you steal. It's all about selfishness. The food you don't need, you steal. You stock it in your house. That's just the problem in Nigeria. Selfishness. And that's just it. So there's no sense they can bring to come and distribute this palliative than same people. But what we need to reorientate their mind, to change their mind, that they are not doing this to suffer anybody, but their family will bear part of it, part of the suffering.
All right, let me quickly read out these comments by Blessed One. Buhari's method of cash transfer didn't work. Now, Tinubu is doing likewise. I think Tinubu should learn from Buhari.
I think
that's I talked about setting up a committee to monitor the disbursement, the process.
That's what I said, Mike. This committee, they are not going to be angels from the sky. They are still going to be part of us, Nigerians. And average Nigerian, there's an element of grace in the blood of average Nigerian. And what you don't need, you just start, and pray for it. Start looking for it. And you won't need it, just to show that there's connection for you. We've seen it all around. So Nigerians, we need to love ourselves. Within the masses, we need to love ourselves for the government. And when the government see the bond of loveness we have in ourselves, then we can easily checkmate the government and put them where they belong. But as it is now, nobody has mouth to talk to abuse any government, because when they get you, what they are doing underneath is even worse than what the government is doing.
Now, quickly to Mookie Great. What's Mookie Great saying here? They need to involve NLC in sharing formula. That's what Mookie Great has said, yeah, involving NLC in sharing formula.
Mr. Moki, great. I think I have to disagree with that.
Okay.
Because the NLC has no credibility any longer. The NLC we know of those days in the 80s, in the 90s, those are the real NLC. The NLC of Kokori, the NLC of getting to Adam Osomole, the Bafawa too. Bafawa was a bit sold out too, likewise. So I've never witnessed any NLC that can take us to promised land in this country. So NLC, to start with, Mr. Moki Great, are they not part of these people doing job bracketing in the ministries? And before any politician can steal money, he has to go through senior civil servants in the ministry. So to me, NLC self, they should pack aside. We don't need them any longer. You can still talk, or we can talk of the activists, the civil society organization. They can bring those people because those people have credibility.
But is it functioning?
It's not functioning.
It's not functioning.
All of them are went astray. They've joined parties. They're on different camp of parties now. So that's why the problem is just elongating along.
Now let's quickly move down to the Senate. Yesterday, you saw what happened. Face-off between the Senate President and Ali Ndume. What do you think transpired yesterday?
Ndume has always been the face of reckoning in the Senate. You know, the issues of, it was the one that came on the air during the preliminary that the Boko Haram, he received a phone call from the Boko Haram. He was the one that stood shorty for one of these guys that ran away. He was the one. So I've been an old ranking senator. So he's flexing his power. At times he has to flex his power. But what he did is very wrong. Actually, since the Senate President did not, argue with you on your, position on what you presented, that doesn't mean you should walk out. There's a better day to, but that's the problem we have with some of our leaders, that they believe, they are not, everything they say must be. And we are in a democratic government, not in an autocracy government. So Ndume should know that that hallowed chamber belongs to the whole Nigeria. Some representative, we sent some representative there. It doesn't warrant him. But what I see heard is about this guy, that's a representative from Adamawa.
Elisha
Abo. That maybe he's fighting.
That's been sacked by the court, right?
Trying to take side with Elisha Abo that was sacked by the court. So, and there was allegation. The guy was laying an allegation that it was Akpabio that stated the sack from the Senate. So to me, there's rumble in the house.
There's a rumble in the house, and where is Akeredolu? That's what the youth are saying. The governor should come back to the states and rule, not
in Ibadan.
In Ibadan.
Yes. So to me, Akeredolu self is inviting impeachment for himself. It's inviting process of impeachment. But you see, all these governors, they always claim the House, the House of Assembly. Okay. Always in the, they are like rubber stamp House of Assembly. So they have stamp authority stamp over them. To me, with Akeredolu in the country, and he has done being on seats since he came into the country.
Yeah, from
Ibadan. Milat is in Ibadan now. So you can't be controlling Ibadan. You can't be controlling Ondo from Ibadan, right? It's not Ibadan people that voted for you. It's Ondo people. So they want you as their president. Either the state of your health is improving, let us see. So to me, the two of them are guilty. Both the deputy that want to unseat his master, and both Akeredolu that has been absent without leave. So to me, the two of them are guilty. So they should find solution to their problem and let the Ondo people breathe. Let them have a good governance. Let them have, a befitting good governance it is now. Because Ondo is not breathing as it is now.
All right, thank you so much,
no leadership.
Okay.
There's no leadership.
Nice one from you, Kule. Thank you so much. I appreciate it.
Have a nice day.
All right, you too.
Yeah, I'm off, man.
Okay. All right. Okay. All right, Matthew, good morning to you. How are you doing? These guys. All right, thanks for settling the issue. It's always like that. Okay, the face-off between Ali Ndume and the Senate President, Akpabio, is what we are talking about. Now, I don't know if you have one or two things to say concerning what happened. Some said it was because of the sack of Elisha Abo that prompted Ali Ndume's grievance in the House yesterday. What do you think transpired, Max?
I think to start with, Ali Ndume and Senator Elisha Abo happens to be the same camp. And there is speculation that war transpired at the Halo chamber may be a transfer of aggression. But having said that, I think the issue of Niger has always been a controversial issue in Nigeria. Because the motion somebody raised that necessitated that controversy has to do with opening the Niger border. And the person was ruled out of order, according to the Senate leadership, that the person did not come, the senator did not come through the proper channel. Subsequently, the Senate Majority Leader, Jubri, raised a point of order where he read the state rule that justified the person that raised issue that nullify Ndume's point of order. Afterward, another senator tried to raise another point of order in support of Ndume, and he was equally ruled out of order by the Senate President, Akpabio. I think that infuriated the senator and he stormed out of the Halo chamber. But again, if you look at the Nigeria-Niger border, the North has always have keen interest in Niger. So I think it's a sensitive issue that the Senate has to be careful. Because otherwise, the issue of Niger have potential to polarize Nigerian Senate. But I equally agree that Senator Elisha Abo and Senator Ndume are in the same camp. And that Elisha Abo himself have alleged that the Senate leadership, in fact, he pointed accusation finger at Akpabio that he is responsible for his sack by the appeal courts. That not only himself, he equally mentioned Ojiso Okalo. Ojiso Okalo have been penciled down to be removed through the judiciary. And the reason may not be far-fetched because of their opposition to the current leadership of National Assembly. But however, I think what is interesting to Nigeria and Nigerians is how do you discharge your responsibility as a senator, as a Senate, as National Assembly member to bring dividends of democracy to Nigerians. Not the kind of rubber stamp we are seeing currently. And unfortunately, we may likely continue in this trajectory of a rubber stamp Senate and the House of Rep. Because of the way and manner the leadership of the two chambers of National Assembly emerged. We understand that they got the endorsement from the executive, particularly the office of the president, who may have played one or two pivotal roles in drumming support for them among the members of the House elect before they emerge leaders of the respective houses. So for me, what we're expecting as Nigerians is your oversight function, the excesses of the executive, budget pardon, all this area of management of public funds. How do you checkmate executive? Not everything that comes from executive goes. If we continue like that, of course, it is just as if the Senate is not there.
All right, away from that, let's quickly move down to the latest development in the country. 15 million households to get 25,000 naira monthly. Matthew, do you think this can reduce the level of poverty that is out in the country?
It will not. If the government were sincere, what they needed to do is to address the challenge. How you address the challenge is transportation is the issue. What does it take federal government? Even the 185 billion naira they claim that they use in form of grain to the poorest of the poor, where they said they send 4 billion to states, another 1 billion come in form of grain from Nigerian Strategic Reserve through CBN. If they are using that money to buy kits to convert vehicles that run on fossil fuel to run on compressed natural gas, it's better. Because at the end of the day, the money they claim to have given to the poor did not get to anybody. And that's the truth. I had an interactive session with a man who said he is even an APC member. That he went up to the ward level, up to local government secretariat. I'm not saying the palliative is supposed to be meant for one political party anyway. But what I'm trying to say in essence is, if somebody who claimed to be an APC member who voted for Ashwaju Ahmed Bola Tinubu could not get palliative, and this is my complaint that he's already aged. He was a carpenter. He can no longer do the activity of carpentry. He cannot climb up any longer. As such, he needed the palliative and he didn't get. But the point I'm trying to make is, I'm not saying the palliative was supposed to be meant for only APC. But as if somebody in that status cannot get it, how then can the ordinary man, who perhaps is not in APC or in any political party, get it? That is on one hand. The issue is the money you want to, they are telling us, they want to use to as cash transfer to 15 million households. Who tell you that at the end of the day, the money will get to them? What is the modality they are using? Where is the register? As at the last count, we are not aware that federal government already have a unified or harmonized national register. If the intention is to channel it through the state government, I will tell you that that money is as good as being diverted before it's released. Yes, because the money that is meant for the 30 years of government that goes through the state government to the local government, there are so many accusations against the state government of diverting it, misappropriating it. A case in hand is one that happened recently in one of the states in the federation, where even the chairman that raised the alarm have been impeached, and it's already been arraigned as accusing the governor forcefully. So the issue is, the federal government, if actually they want to give to the vulnerable, to the poorest of the poor, because going by the last indices of National Bureau of Statistics, they made us understand that about 133 million Nigerians are extraordinarily poor, extra-dimensionally poor. So if you are looking at the poor, I think that should be their target. And if that is their target, do government actually have their data? Don't forget that the governor or the current governor of Kaduna State already raised an alarm that what government is doing through this cash transfer is a scam. And don't get it twisted anyway. The reason though he's an APC governor, the reason he said it's not because he's fighting APC federal government. According to him, 70% of people who dwell in Kaduna State who are at that level of poorest of the poor do not have bank, are not on banking platform. So as such, if you are to give them such money, it must be through proxy. And who said that you give it through proxy that you get to the actual recipients? So it's an issue that federal government need to think twice before we wake up and they will tell us that they have expended X amount of billions of naira or even billions of dollars, as the case may be. Because if you look at the 4 billion to each state, another 1 billion that came through strategic delay of federal government in form of grain through CBN, put together 5 billion per state, 36 states plus FCC, 37. If you add it together, you are getting 185 billion. Go and sample opinion of Nigerians, people who are poorest of the poor. They will tell you that they didn't get anything. We learned that in National State, DSL were arresting people who were trying to sell palliative. So for me, it's not about coming to the press to say, I want to spend SY amount. If you go and convert vehicle that run on CNG, Nigerians will see on the street. If you put 20 or let's say 100 in number, Nigerians will see, they can do the arithmetic and know that yes, we have SY on the streets. They can do an appraisal. But if you come out and give press statement that yes, in number, we are giving the report S number of people, this and this. There is no data, there is nowhere Nigeria can verify. So for me, I think it's a way of trying to filter away public funds.
All right, thank you so much. Let's move down to Ondo State. I think there's so much going on in Ondo State. Looking at the political situation there. Talk about the impeachment saga. That's the deputy governor of the state, Aida Tiwa. Moving down to another one, which is the health issues. The incumbent governor, Akredelu, is facing. Also, 2 days ago, that was on Monday, so I'm not, on Monday, I'm right, some youth staged a protest in Ondo State demanding to see their governor. And I want to ask you this question. Of course, you know that since he came back from medical leave, he has not been in the state. He has been staying in Ibadan and controlling the state from Ibadan. Does the constitution permit a governor to rule his own state from another state?
What you have said is technical. But let me quickly say that, unfortunately, Akeredolu is sick. Akeredolu is somebody I like so well because of his disposition on national issues. Because of his disposition when it comes to speaking the truth, irrespective of who owns his God or whether it affects his political party. But however, I think what is happening in those states needs to be addressed. Because if you are incapacitated, it's irrespective of who you are. If your state of health cannot enable you to function as a governor, I think it's better you train the trowel. Because for me, we understand when we heard the story about his return, we're happy. Because personally, I love the man. I like him. So we're happy. But hearing that since the return, he have not been able to resume duties and he have not been in the state, I think it raises dust and it's a serious source of concern. But again, I think it is policies are at play in Ondo State. Because the camp of the governor, who may not be comfortable with the deputy governor, may be thinking that if the unthinkable happens to the governor, this man will become the substantive governor. And they may not be comfortable. That may be the reason they may want to use the governor to see whether they can unseat him and get to someone they may feel is more loyal to them. But however, I think what is paramount is the interest of the welfare and the interest of citizens of Ondo State. How do you address it? You go back to the ground now, which is the Constitution. What the Constitution says? The Constitution says that if someone is incapacitated to the point that he cannot function, he resign. If he refuses to resign, the state cabinet, the commissioners, have a duty to do the needful and raise the issue. But it's unlikely that in Nigeria, whether at the level of the cabinet at the state or at the level of the cabinet of ministers, they will raise issue against their principal. We saw what happened during Yaradua. It was only this Akuyele that could speak up that Mr. President is not well. It's better Mr. President throw the trowel. It's unlikely that you see any Nigerian who can do that. But what is important is if Akeredolu know that he doesn't have that strength where we are physically to administer and superintend over the state, I think it's not a do or die affair. You should throw in the trowel.
All right. On the ongoing war between Palestine and Israel, do you see peace coming? Presently, from the reports we gathered, Israeli forces have killed about 3,308 Palestinians. Matthew, do you see peace coming?
As unfortunate as it is, I'll tell you that it is, if you can read the Amos 1:6.
Amos 3:3.
Amos 1:6. It tells that Gaza have transgressed.
Okay.
That they committed transgression 4 times. That is going to set fire on Gaza. Though that era may have gone, but the issue is...
That's in the Bible.
Yes, what I said is in the Bible. You can verify after this program. But the point now is, if Israel were on their own, and this Hamas, so that they don't have the physical strength to engage in conventional warfare with Israel, they infiltrated into Gaza. Through them, make Gaza their abode. And when it was convenient for them, they attacked. And we understand that they killed about 1,500, close to 1,500 Israelis, both the soldiers and the civilians, and too many captives.
Even killed children.
Yes,
babies.
The argument now is, even as Israel is already fighting back, because they say the best form of defense is attack, which Israel is doing now. And I will admit that in the course of Israel fighting back, innocent people have died. You cannot take away that. But the argument is, do you now ask Israel not to fight back because of the interest of the innocent ones? Another argument is the people they held captive. I mean, Israeli personnel they held captive, citizens. Okay. What is delaying Hamas from releasing them as a way of averting further hostility? Another argument is, before this thing happened, Gaza know that Israel gave them light, gave them water, all social amenities they got to get it from Israel, all aid, necessary aid. Why is it that they were planning all this terror against Israel? They could not give Israel intelligence because they cannot say they don't know. Now, the argument is, if Israel did not respond after pushing them out of their territory, if they have stopped at that point, will this Hamas not come back to attack? One thing is clear. The Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu has said all Hamas is dead, that they're going to wipe them away from the surface of the earth. And it is unlikely that any Hamas personnel will repent and refuse to attack Israel if the opportunity provides itself. So it behoves on you as a country to defend yourself. And I think that's what Israel is doing. And that is the position of America from the word go, that Israel has a right to defend herself. And because of defending yourself, unfortunately, innocent people may be dying. But do you not ask Israel not to defend themselves because innocent people will die? Right. And when Hamas attacked, their target was not even the military. Anyone on site was their target. So it's a very Herculean, it's a difficult task. Though I understand Joe Biden is visiting today, even as he's visiting, America already sent about 2,000 troops to the Mediterranean, ready to be deployed into Israel to assist Israel. As we speak, America already sent 2 aircraft carriers. Each of them carry 90 fighter jets. So we are looking at about 180 fighter jets. Already they carry to position in case of when Israel needed more support. So the issue is, I think Israel have a right to defend herself. Innocent citizens in Gaza have a right to dignity of life. Because some people have accused Israel of collective punishments. That what you are doing in Gaza is inflicting pain and hardship and maiming, death and all that on innocent people. I agree with that. But how do you draw the line? Do Israel now put their hand and say, okay, because we don't want to kill innocent people, and innocent people, they are mixed up with this Hamas group. What do Israel do? So I think as Israel have asked all Hamas inhabitants to move out of northern Gaza, I think is the way to go.
All right, okay.
Though there's another accusation that after they have moved out, that Israel is bombing southern Gaza, though Israel vehemently deny it. But I think after they move out, if Israel is occupying them, though Joe Biden have said it would be wrong for Israel to occupy that place, but I think the world need to come together to speak sense into this Hamas, that it is not good to attack your neighbor unprovoked.
All right, let me quickly read this to you. Someone is saying something. Okay, yeah. Pastor Matthew, that's King Joe Ogba. Pastor Matthew, you are always making good analysis. I love your way. The chairman of Yendeba.
That man is the second of Yendeba.
Oh yeah, go.
All right. He's the second of Yendeba.
Oh yeah. Can you sing that song? Yendeba.
It's Wike that started it.
Wike started it now. As he pain them, he sweet them.
I asked Pastor. So Pastor, no, it means if you give to these people, you give to these people as a way of balancing.
Okay, you understand that.
I understand it.
Wow, that's great.
Yendeba means if you give these people, you give these people. As in, you try to accommodate everybody. It's a way of trying to
balance the equation, balance everything.
Federal government call federal character. It's a way of trying to make sure that everybody has sense of belonging.
So you are the chairman of Yendeba.
No.
Yendeba of Nigeria one. All right, David. Good morning to you. How are you doing?
Good morning to you, Mr. Michael.
All right, it's another good day at the newsstand.
A wonderful Wednesday morning at the newsstand, and it's always good to be here. Keeping it real with the Senate President.
Thank you so much. And you saw what happened between the Senate President, and Ali Ndume.
Yeah. There was a face-off yesterday at the Alo chamber.
Okay.
And from time you've known, I've never been a fan of Godswill Akpabio.
Wow.
Because I know him too well. So probably now, ever since he assumed office as the Senate President, I know this is Senate as Senate President will be the most useless Senate ever. Because to me, it will be more of a rubber stamp Senate. Now, in this whole issue, you know what the Constitution says, that you don't just allot some some sensitive committee to first-time senators. There are some positions that should be given to all-time senators, and which is also in the Senate book. And Akpabio knows all this because Ndume and Senator Elishabo were not in support of him. Did not support him when he wanted to emerge as the Senate president. So by so doing, he's Senate president. So he can molest them. He feels he can give them, he can just wake up and then do whatever he feels to them. The same way he was elected is also the same way these people were also elected on this platform. So if he's loyal to the president, to anybody, does not mean he should treat his colleague or his colleague should not have say when it comes to national issues. These people have never said anything that warrants even the Senate majority leader to call them to order. Akpabio was never insulted. You know how Niger border is to the people of Borno State. Is like more economic ties between Borno and then Niger. Business transactions, economic activities go on there. People in Borno State do business activities just to earn means of living. So I think Ndume was trying to move emotion for that border to be open so that economic activities can at least go on. So that was not even warranted the Senate majority there to even call him to order. Yeah, justify insulted Akpabio, but just on the premise that he opposed Akpabio. He was not in support of Akpabio becoming Senate president. That was why Akpabio felt he could just fight back. So and then that is not how to legislate. You are there as the Senate president to check, to make sure that the executive arm of government sit up. You as the president should also go on what direct senators that will go on what oversight functions, monitor government projects, go to government MDAs and then MD parastatals to know what is happening in the parastatals. What is really happening in these parastatals? Why is money not coming up? That is the work of the Senate of the lawmaker, not just sit in the ballot chamber and start eating that your stupid red stick. Yes, no. How long can we continue like this? Now, the president has just awarded a contract for roads to be repaired. The Senate committee on roads need to meet with the Minister of Works. Okay, who is the Minister of Works giving this contract to? How many weeks, how many months duration will this road be fixed? If this road is not being fixed, or if this maintenance is not being carried out within this time, there will be consequences. These are the core function of Senate. You don't just sit in the yellow chamber and start doing rubber stamp. Akpabio to me is a rubber stamp Senate, and then this Senate will be the most useless Senate ever in this of Nigeria. I told you because Akpabio, I know very well. Akpabio, one, he likes show. Akpabio likes show. I know him.
But he did well in his state.
He did not do well in his state.
When he was
Mr.
the governor
Mike, I tell you, I can still see.
Okay.
People portray Akpabio that Akpabio did well. Akpabio did not see 1/4 of the allocation he received was not spent in the state. Do you know what he's saying? Okojo Welade, which was the Minister of Finance, came to Akpabio State and told Akpabio that, see, Akpabio, with all the money you get from the federal government, as for that allocation, this is not what I expect from you. See, Mr. Mike, do you know how much Akpabio State under Akpabio hands? Don't forget that time there was what? Oil boom. The state got a lot of money. All what Akpabio did was just to link major road, and then looted the whole lot. Looted the whole lot.
Now let's move down to another story. Going by the way palliatives were shared among Nigerians recently. Many doubt if the 5,000 naira meant for a million Nigerians will be delivered to the right persons. David, is there any way the government can make sure this 25 naira, this monthly 25 naira, will get to the right persons in the country?
Thank you, Mr. Thank you for that question, the Senate President. I think even the government themselves are not being sincere with the people. Because I have always said it time without numbers that you cannot plan for people you don't budget for. At first, just what the last Pastor said, is there a social register? How do government collect data of the poorest Nigerians? Who are these poorest Nigerians? How can government identify them? The last time about governments give out money to state governors, I think about 5 billion naira each. 4 million cash, and then 1 billion worth of food were given to state governors. Mr. Mike, I can tell you, as a Nigerian and then as a negotiant, I have not seen anybody that benefited from that palliative. I have never seen anybody that collected that palliative. Now, if government could give government rollout those palliative via the state governors, and then it didn't get to the target people. Now, talk less of the federal government that stayed in Abuja. The state governor presided over the states, and some state governors allege that the money and funds were being given to local government chairmen. Even the chairmen now are now coming up publicly to say that the state governors did not give them any money, no palliative, for them to distribute to their people. You saw what happened in this state, Ogun State, when a local government chairman came out to challenge the governor of Ogun State, Tapo. What happened to the governor? What happened to the local government chairman? He has been sacked now. The governor had to arraign him.
The chairman that talked about
for not getting
the diversion of funds.
Of palliative. Thank God he saw it. The chairman is not in court. DSS, why would DSS invited him in the first place? The whole governor, if the governor could exercise such power. Now, what about the federal government? I think this money is just an avenue to loot the common man. Because you cannot always say you want to give out palliatives. And then there is no database.
But this is cash transfer.
Cash transfer via means. No, okay, now, how has government identified them? I am one of the poorest there. Am I captured there? Is there a social register for it? No. So just wake up one day and say.
What of your NIN? Your NIN.
Is it okay? Is NIN?
Isn't it part of the database?
Say what?
It's not part of the database we're talking about.
So see, it is that's not no. This one is different. Government said there was identify poorest. So how
do we identify the poorest among us?
What mode or what means did government use to identify this poorest? I think on this one, Mr. Mike, if government is being sincere, it is simple. On non-faithful day, declare public holiday. If really you are being sincere, let everybody go to their polling units. How do we vote? Everybody go to their polling. How you taking up account is go to your polling unit. Let everybody benefit out of this money.
Look, if you are talking about the account, how can they know the person?
Which account?
No, they can still.
I think the best thing is that everybody should go to the. See, how do we vote? But see, when it comes to election, polling units, unless we get to the poorest of the village, even when there's no road. But see, unless we get there, even with leg. But now, for us to come and palliative, you don't know where we live, have you? So you show these people, remember, Mike, they're not serious. They are not willing to give it to us. Because even if we go to where there's no lights, unless we go there, people will come out there and then cast their votes. Now, what is time for these people to benefit?
To disburse money.
Or to disburse or for government to provide dividends of democracy. That's where government is coming up with what fallacy, excuses. Government know what to do, and you cannot advise them. If government fully is ready to give money to the poorest Nigerians, government know the method in which way to go about it. Because it is, see, Mr. Mike, I was telling someone yesterday, I said, Bola Ahmed Tinubu should not think this is Lagos. He should not think this is Lagos. Bola Ahmed Tinubu might not get second chance. Because one thing that everybody that one thing that everybody that is that see, Buhari was from the north. Majority of the Northerners tolerated Buhari. Northerners tolerated Buhari. But he should not forget that that he from the south. He might not get second time. Tinubu need to roll up his sleeves and start to work. This is how many months now? 6 months. Every day I see here, borrow money, go like this, come like this, back and forth. The Nigerians as a country,
Nigerians need action.
And then our economy is on auto pilot. Akpabio today back and forth is there are having issues in the Senate House. Today he wants to borrow money. Tomorrow send money. The first palliative that was being rolled out, did we get the money? No, nobody gets. So you see, why would they keep doing things the same way without no results? Something happened in the first time. Nigerians could not get any benefit of it. So why can't you check your mode or your mechanism in which to distribute palliative to the people?
Should we set up a monitoring team, or what do you think should be done at this point?
To do what?
Monitoring team, to checkmate the disbursement of these funds.
Even people you want to send to like monitor also want to steal the money. That's Nigeria for you. I'm not saying people that will say
they want to monitor
exercise too. Want to steal the money.
Thief.
See, that's what it be. So I don't think so. If the government is sincere, government know the method in which to give out the money. The only best way is to look for foreigners.
Maybe Lucky should monitor the process.
Lucky. 1 year no Lucky for Nigeria. Lucky go on now.
I trust Lucky.
Go on.
That one.
Because even people say that want to monitor this exercise too are looking for avenue to embezzle the facts. So that is the sort of that's the kind of position we tend to find ourselves. And for the
that's what I wanted to ask. Yeah, what's happening in Ondo State? Why this so much confusion in the state?
Mr. Mike Adekule, I think Akeredolu himself needs to check himself. While in the first tenure, he had issues. Don't forget, he had issue with his deputy. The first tenure, he had to replace that deputy and then bring on board a new deputy. He's still having issues now. Again, with his deputy, what does Ogbeni Rotimi Akeredolu want? Now, you've been away for some couple of months. What the deputy government says is that transmits power to me as the acting governor of the state. That is what the constitution says. But he has refused because even the House of Assembly in the state are not loyal to the governor. Look at the country, look at the kind of situation we find ourselves. I am not surprised. Buhari did it too. For a couple of months, Buhari ruled from where? Overseas. What else, Pastor Michael, Pastor Matthew Dasi, can he rule from Ibadan? Yes, by his own power, he can rule from Ibadan. Because the president ruled from abroad. So anyway, even if Akeredolu goes anywhere, he can move anywhere because
we even learned that he has a house in Ibadan.
No, he was based in Ibadan.
He was based in Ibadan.
He got Ibadan, but see now, that notwithstanding, you cannot exercise power from outside the state. Transfer power to the outing.
I think there's a deputy governor that lives in Lagos State here.
Is that what?
Deputy governor of Ogun State that lives very close to us. Though
the governor is still
but he goes to the office every day. He goes to
the governor. In this case, the governor is still active. But you are what? Incapacitated to rule for like 6 months or so. Transfer power. If that the House of Assembly too, if that they are not stupid, for 6 months the governor has been so incapacitated. Why can't the House write to him that, Mr. President, you have some stipulated months that the condition permits you. Now, if you cannot meet up to time, then transfer power to the deputy governor so that he can act on your behalf. Yeah. But you refuse to transmit power. You are just saying you are the governor, even on sick bed. See how African man.
You know, there was time he said he cited some sort of conspiracy.
What conspiracy? What the conspiracy is that
while he was on medical leave.
What medical leave? And okay, tell me, I don't know better place for him to receive treatment in the whole of Ondo State. I don't know better place. Now, why did he choose Ibadan? Why did he choose Ibadan? Ondo State has everything. You are the governor. Why would you have to relocate to IB to receive treatment? It doesn't work that way. Thank you for being here.
All right, thank you so much. I appreciate you. Quickly to Michael. Good morning to you.
Good morning, Michael.
How are you doing, sir?
Ndume.
Welcome again.
Thank you.
All right, the first trouble that loomed in the Senate yesterday. That's what we're discussing. And apart from that, we still have the cash transfer that the president has flagged off. And we're asking ourselves, how can the government go about this? Citing what transpired or what happened during the distribution of palliatives. Michael, do you think the government can deliver these funds to the right people?
Thank you, Michael. For me, I think I don't think government will be able to distribute the cash correctly, especially to those that actually needed it. And my reason is very simple. Before now, we do not have a social register that covers such disbursements. Over the years, previous administrations have tried to build a social register, and in this part of the world, most of the time people don't get what they want on merit. It is about who knows who and all of that. So I wasn't too comfortable with that social register because of the fact that it has not yielded any result, even in the past. I was listening to the CBN governor yesterday when he was emphasizing on this particular step.
Okay.
That it was going to be based on biometrics and all of that. And I felt the poorest of the poor that they claim to target don't even have a bank account. In the real sense of it, the real poorest of the poor knows nothing about bank account and all of that. So if those are really the targets, then such people don't have bank accounts. So I wonder where their biometrics are going to come from, or how they're going to go about it and all of that. So it is not likely, I'm not being pessimistic now, but it is not likely to yield the desired results. Despite the fact that the project itself, for me, is a waste of time. We are living the main disease and we are treating symptoms. 25,000 for 3 months is like a drop in an ocean. It is an insult to Nigerians. It is wicked. It is unfair. In a country where some people can use 2 million naira just for weekend, as the senior president did the other time and all of that. So we can't live in the country where leaders believe that they have access to the treasury. They can pick whatever they want while they leave the crumbs for the people, and that is what that's what my take is on this cash transfer thing.
And how can the government get it right this time around, despite the fact that we know that they failed in the distribution of the palliatives to the right persons? How can they get it right? Should there be a monitoring team? Should there be a committee that should monitor the process?
See, Mike, you cannot put the car before the horse. You can't build something on nothing. Nothing is on ground as regards the social register of the so-called poorest of the poor. So until you have such information, whatever you're going to do is just going to be based on
a lot of other factors apart from the people that are actually needed the money. So, I mean, I can't help government at this time. They have not done what they ought to have done before now in terms of getting the necessary data in place so that this thing can be done very easily and all of that. So you may end up, I mean, going around with cash into villages and all of that, which I don't think is also tidy enough. But by and large, they have not done the proper thing, and the program is likely not to be the desired results.
Okay, can the hungry ones breathe? At least breathe a bit with this 25,000 naira?
I don't know the kind of bread. The bread is not likely to go down, you know. It's funny, but I mean, it's sad that citizens have been reduced to 25,000 naira for 3 months. In fact, they even captured it as household. Don't forget that.
Yes.
That means it's not even the real person they are sending the money to. They expect that like 2 or 3 other people to join, family kind of thing. That was why they were using that. They conscious they were using the word house. That was why they said at the end of that project they will have covered over 60 million. That means they have factored the household thing. Don't forget, it was targeted at 1.5 million people. But with the household, they are looking at the 60 million coverage, which is an insult to Nigerians as far as.
And there are fears out there that people that will benefit from this development are the ones connected to these politicians. Is that true?
Most likely, just as I said, because you don't have a detailed social register in place, it may end up being politicized and all of that. So those that have that fears are not wrong at all.
Okay. Would you call this a national disgrace? The Senate President, Akpabio, having a clash with Ali Ndume?
Well, I don't think there's any national disgrace there.
Or is it bound to happen?
It was really plenary, and I think they had a misunderstanding along the line because of carrying out their jobs and all of that. So Ndume walked out of the Senate. They went into a closed session and the issue was resolved. So it's not an issue. It shouldn't be blown out of proportion. It's just normal thing.
Okay. Let me quickly read out some of these viewers' comments here. We have Damian Osa saying, even before APC primaries, I said it countless of times, APC in the working country should not smell the presidential seat. He says Damian is not saying anything substantial from this government. But are we making progress? Are we having progress?
You know, those who still think it's about APC or PDP or Labour are making a great mistake. It is not what is happening in Nigeria. It's not about party now. Because the question you should ask yourself, who are the people in those parties? As far as I'm concerned, APC is just the flip side of PDP. Today they are APC, tomorrow they will be in PDP. So you can't be talking about party. It is in countries where there is ideology, you discuss party. There are no ideologies here, and that is why they can jump into 3 parties in less than 24 hours. It is possible. Once I can't get what I needed, I move on and all of that. That's the kind of politics that is still very prevalent here. In civilized climes, you see people standing on a particular ideology. They will be there from generation to generation. They may not be the main political party, but they stand by the ideology and they walk by it and all of that. So that is not what is happening here. So people that still think it's about APC, PDP, Mike, don't forget there are Labour Party officials in the Senate, in the National Assembly. I've not heard that they staged a walkout, even when the SUV thing was being proposed or being purchased for them. I mean, those are if they believe in the fact that the OB that they all climbed on during the election. If they believe in the prudence and all of that they think Obi has, or Peter Obi has, why can't they stage a walkout from that house
when such humongous amount was to be spent on SUV, they should have stayed the work out and say, we don't want to be part of this. So everything that they've been sharing in that place, Labour Party officials have also been beneficiaries. So I don't like discussing parties. What we are dealing with is more than parties. We should be looking at individuals and not parties.
Thank you so much, Michael. Quickly to Ondo State. The feud between Aiyedatiwa, that's the deputy governor of Akeredolu, and the governor himself is still ongoing. And we have the citizens of that state clamoring for the governor to come back to the state and rule, not staying outside Ondo State to rule over them. Now, Michael, is this constitutional?
As regards the deputy governor of those states, I think there was respite for him yesterday because there was, I think there's a suspension of that move to impeach him now. It was been suspended indefinitely, and that's a respite for him so that he can sort out whatever issues he has with the governor. As regards if Akeredolu is doing the right thing by running from Oyo State.
Oyo State, yeah.
I don't forget, I'll go back to what I told you when we dealt with this subject.
Okay.
Akeredolu is a senior advocate of Nigeria. He knows the law. He can't be stupid enough to contravene what the law says as regards that. So I shouldn't stand here and be advising an Akeredolu about what the Constitution says. He knows the law. If the law doesn't support what he is doing now, he wouldn't have dared it. So for him to be doing it shows that the law supports it. I don't know the exact part of the Constitution that dealt with that area, but I want to believe so, that the law supports what he's doing at this point.
All right, thank you so much, Michael. I appreciate it.
Pleasure.
All right, quickly to New York.
Good morning, my brother.
How you doing?
Good morning.
All right.
What is up?
Everything is happening.
The country is, I don't know. Keep receiving different kind of
news or stories.
Say it. Shock, things that will not benefit.
Good news.
Well,
we have a good news now.
Well, what's the good news?
The president has flagged off cash transfer program. 25,000 naira to be distributed.
I don't know if you can check your papers, check the TV yesterday. The kind of people they are giving 25,000. I don't think those ones they are even better than even look at their faces. People who are enjoying party, they are party people. Where did the minister went to get them? Where did he see them? These are party loyalty people. Don't do things that way. The best way is why don't you meet all these managing director in the bank, Zenith Bank, First Bank, all these things, and see. You can see somebody 0 naira in the bank there, then drop 25,000 naira there. Then do First Bank, Zenith Bank, that's how you can get the reality, not just to go and look for as a chairman of a local government and say, I need 10 people there, I need 20 people there. That is it. Look at the people yesterday, look at the way they look heady. Are those people poor? I beg, everybody needs this money. I need it. What is 25,000 naira? See governor, central bank governor. You see all the ministers showing the whole world 25,000 naira. Go and buy fuel for your car. How many liters? Or buy gas. A 12 kilo. You know how much? Oh, you see, they are just frustrating. It's we Nigerians. We like publicity. Are you getting me? We like publicity.
But can we get the disbursement right this time around?
You can't get it right. The only way to get it right to meet the bank at Zenith Bank, you see, when you see 0 naira, maybe look at Yaguna family, you see 0 naira Zenith Bank, you drop 25,000 there. That's how you do for maybe. You see, the only way to get is to see the account. When you open some account, you see 10 million. You don't need to drop 25,000 there. Then you see somebody holding maybe 5,000, they put 25,000 there. That's the only way to go. Don't look faces. If you look faces, my brother, even you, they ask you now. Okay, Mike, I want to give you 500,000 to share. First of all, it's people around you first. You first take care of. I'm telling you the truth. Will you know somebody that is aggravated? Those are the things. So they are not going to get it right. Just tell the whole world, I want to invade property. Send it 25,000 out to the whole world. People will see, what about we see, yeah, they are doing well. My brother, you can't get it right. So you know, they will tell you they spend 2 trillion. So you first of all take off your family first before another person. So you can't get it right.
All right, we have a story here that Obi won 2023 presidential poll, says Babachi Lawal. Now, there have been controversies surrounding the just concluded general elections, especially the presidential election that took place. And many are coming out supporting APC that Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu, the candidate of APC, won the election. And some are saying no, the APC candidate didn't win it. It's Peter Obi that won that election. Of course, you know, the tribunal gave its own verdict and said Tinubu is the winner of that presidential election, which the case will still be reviewed by the Supreme Court.
If me, a person like me, I don't want to analyze that area. It's gone, it's gone. You cannot get justice. Whether will be one, whether Tinubu one, that is not where we are now. Where we are now, number one. How do I take care of my family? That's where that's this. You don't know what is. You know, I just not job, not tea.
Are you giving up?
Yeah, I'm already
Giving up on Obi.
Give up.
No support for Obi again or what?
No, you see what I say. Obi should move on. Tinubu should move on. What we need now. How can we move forward? About this I win the election. I've told you before, we don't have to judiciary that can pull up. That let me wait for judiciary that are going to give a judgment back to Obi or Atiku. No, it's end.
So we should now focus on development.
Yes, yes.
So you are now giving your support to the president. I'm talking about the incumbent president.
Now is that is a back story. It's gone.
Okay.
Atiku fought for 8 years. You don't forget, they had an article. They are in-laws. I mean, they couldn't even give article one. Now, to do have come in. Now, money, trillion, cars, started giving judges. You know how much they gave judges? How many billions? So that man will come and tell you, say, Obi, you are the winner. It's not going to possible. We are gone beyond that. What we are saying now, how do I feed my family? How do I pay my children's school fees? How do I pay my house rent? How do I eat? That's the point now. You see, whatever I'm saying now, I'm speaking on behalf of Nigeria, millions of Nigeria. Nigeria are not talking about election again now. Election has gone behind me because Nigeria are not ready to move forward. Again, if they're ready to move forward, if you made a mistake in Ghana or Togo, people will step out and protest and get justice. And get it just about happen in Kenya. Nigeria couldn't do that. Look at Labour who came out and said they want to strike. At the end, after 2 days, they went and whether I don't know what happened. So what I'm saying, that election is gone, is gone. Today, they might mean that December time, Supreme Court will say technicality, don't bring fresh evidence, we don't believe in Chicago, don't forget, BBC say there's something like that. So that area is ended for me. All I know is that what do we do next? Because Nigeria are not saying anything.
So
even the people from abroad.
Are you also giving up on the?
Yes, I'm giving up
on the CSU reports.
I'm giving up because
even the BBC reports.
Yes,
BBC insisting that the certificate of Tinubu was not forged.
According to what I read, what I see, the Chicago University said Tinubu attended their school, but the result is submitted to INEC. It's not from them. That is it. Now, coming to Nigeria, who will contest that, my brother? When Akpabio did not contest election, God said contest election. Lawal did not contest election, God said contest election. So, it's a different ballgame, Nigeria or US. If the US, I will stand. Say, let's fight and get justice, and they will get justice. But in Nigeria, they might forget. There's no way. You'll be saying the truth. Then somebody will be stealing now. You catch him, you tell he did not steal. As the Carlo, don't forget, he was Jay. At the end, Buhari went to remove him. So what is the justice? So let's forget it. What we are saying now. How would this 25,000 reach me? That's what I'm asking. How would it get to me? I am not telling Bola Tinubu, the whole world is watching. Please, let them go to that bank and see what they have there. I don't even have 5,000 in my bank. Nothing. So if you find out, you went to the bank, check my account, 5,000, and drop 25,000 there. Now telling the governor, advisor, say, I want to keep 15 million. My brother, leave it. It's just a lie, waste. Somebody will go. Okay, what of the 2 billion? Did you say the palliative? Nothing. See, we just see Tinubu, what I'm saying, Tinubu, see up and doing. People are tired. People have loose hope. We coming here to talk. Say, I will tell you that we are just managing. And the people who are watching us, they are tired. But keep hearing the same story. I get to be really, they are tired. Somebody used to call me and say, they want to see good thing we here. Say, this thing that is coming here, benefit. Look at NEPA. So many, is it road? People are complaining about road. So what I say is that this 15 million people make, they will just give it to, look at minister, 25,000 naira, you have minister, Feminitaria, finance minister, central bank, all of them, and their secretary, saying the whole world 25,000 naira. As they go with 25,000 back.
But you should expect them to do their job now, because it's their duty. This is what you are saying. This is what you are saying means every one of them on top 25,000. I don't understand what they talk.
25,000 naira. No, I want to divide 25,000 naira. Don't worry. But you give me 25,000 naira now. Yes. Don't forget.
What can 25,000 naira do for you?
My brother.
As a family man, I want to ask. I'm asking you that question.
If you give me 25,000 naira now.
Yeah.
I will go to market.
Okay.
I will buy gari, 2,000 naira.
Okay.
I will buy oil. I will buy yam. Where the yam? You see yam again? Yam again.
Yam dinner. Yes, yam.
Yam
Okay,
is petrol
it's
now.
expensive.
I buy albasa.
Okay.
Maybe that 25,000 will take me at least a day. Because I buy electricity, pay electricity, buy this, you know. But where you want to show the whole world 25,000 naira? Not you. It's nothing. No, we finish it. But that's not the issue. The issue is that I expect Tinubu to say, okay, this border are open. Let rice come in. A bag of rice will come in. By the time we start seeing rice, hey, the 25,000 will be okay. By the time you tell the whole world, you get 15 million Nigerians, 25,000 naira. You look as if you have to make everybody happy. You know, people in a problem see me and say, after all, I don't collect. They don't see me. Papa, you collect? They don't see you. They have shared it among their supporters. Okay, man. They say Tinubu, minister, governor have shared to their supporters. I did not see anything. So the only way I get up, I whip. See, my hand is up. I try for this country. I will tell you that. And my worry is that people are enjoying it. Nigeria likes suffering. I get to be. Nigeria likes suffering. Nigeria likes suffering. The next claim is suffering. You see, every government will come and tell a story we believe. Look at election in Imo State, and Kogi and Bayelsa. And INEC is still promising the Immolites that I am going to be fair. I am going to be transparent the result at the end. After election conduct, judiciary take number 4 again to number 1. So I am telling Nigerians, we need to sit down and discuss.
All right.
Very, very important. We need to sit down. Where are we going? Do we need to move forward or we are going back? I expect Tinubu to hit the ground on it. The ground have not hit. Thank you very much.
All right, thank you so much. Lucky said Tinubu has not. He said Tinubu has not hit the ground running. And with all this news we are seeing, flying everywhere on 35,000 naira wage award, 15 million households to get 25,000 naira monthly. This, that, different development. Many still believe Tinubu, the president, has not hit the ground running.
Thank you for having me. You see, Mr. Lucky is just he's been pained because he was not captured in that safety net. All right, he wasn't classified as part of those people that would benefit of this palliative 25 naira per month. I am telling you, if you and I, if we go to Makoko or if we go to Agege, all right, if we go to where those less privileged were captured, if you ask them that does this 25,000 naira mean anything to them, they will tell you yes. Let us understand that conditional cash transfer even happen in developed states, in developed countries. That's the truth. I have nothing against that conditional cash transfer. But my own observation is the conditional cash transfer should be tied with a simple outcome. It simply means that if you, as a family, okay, because they are targeting the head of every household and they are giving 15 million household, which will stimulate to around 60 million people. Okay? Now, the head of that household must ensure that his children go to school. Now, I'm not sure that has been put in place. Giving people money, you can use that to catalyze them, to hold them accountable that, okay, these are the actions I want you to take. All your kids, you know what, register them into the school. Then, when you do that, we'll have less destitute, less, children roaming around and all that. But me coming out here to say that the 25,000 naira money is wrong, no, it's not wrong. It's good. I don't fall in that category. And I don't see any reason why anybody who wishes, the progress of this country should say that it's a bad idea. It is never a bad idea. We had palliatives in Brazil, we've had palliatives even in South Africa, we had palliatives even in Ghana. Even just recently, when we had the COVID-19, digitization has not been fully, deployed. Because ordinarily, this thing shouldn't even take more than 1 day to perform. Because in a situation whereby all Nigerians have their NIN harmonized with their BVN, your BVN automatically will populate your bank account numbers. From a bank account number, they can see your statement of account. They can know if you are rich, if you are poor. They know the category you belong. As you heard, they will know your BVN will report how much you worth. That's simple as ABC. It will say how much I worth. If I am worth less than 50,000, then I deserve the palliative. It's as simple as that. And then they give me the palliative without even going through this, what's it called, showbiz that they go to. They are all playing to the gallery. So we as Nigerians, we need to adopt technology in everything we do as of today. But coming out here to say that the 25 naira palliative is wrong, no, it is not wrong. There are some people who need this. And if I don't fall into that category, I may not appreciate it. But for those who fall into the category, those people who cannot, in a day, they cannot earn 200 naira. Look at those guys selling gala. How much do you think is their profit? Look at those guys selling pure water on the roadside. How much do you think is their profit? We have been assured by the Minister of Finance that there's a trail to this. We have been assured by the humanitarian affairs, Betadu. I was here 2 days ago. I think last week. I said that program would kickstart on the 17th, and that was yesterday. You can see the program started yesterday. So, what we now have to do is to hold them accountable, and this is where the labor union also should play their own role. The labor union, which is led by Joajero, whom I have always seen to be non-intelligent, by the way, this is where he must begin to do his job. Work hand in hand with the humanitarian affairs. Madam, how much have we shared on a weekly basis? The labor union guys have easy access to those information.
Because the statistics.
Yes,
let's see.
because they represent the people. They might not disclose the names, but if they see it, they can come out here and say that, yes, this thing is what is real. People will tend to believe a Joajero than believe the presidency. Because over the years, the presidency have misled the people. They have misled the people, so there's this thing we call a trust deficit. Nobody wants to. If Tinubu comes tomorrow and speaks, nobody wants to believe him because of what his predecessors have done to the poor Nigerians.
And you believe Nigerians will believe
Labor? I think they will. Majority of people will believe it because they will feel he represents them. Let me tell you, people will believe Joe Ajero 10 times ahead of the federal government as of today. That is the reality. And I'm not going to lie to you. If the Labour Party, the Labour Union, eventually understand their own critical role, Labour Union is not for salary this thing alone. They are supposed to be up and doing in terms of this money disbursement. They are supposed to be. They are supposed to be calling, like yesterday when they launched, they are supposed to be there in the launch program. They are supposed to be working side by side. We are not here for anything. We just want to ensure that this thing is properly implemented. But the Labour Union is also equally corrupt. They are equally corrupt. And that's unfortunate.
Now, but do you think this will go a long way in reducing poverty in the land?
This is a short term.
Especially in this time.
This is a short term measure.
We are facing. Okay.
Yeah. Let me tell you, the 25,000 naira is not to alleviate. They didn't say is to eradicate. What does the alleviation mean? It's like to support. It's to meet you halfway. Maybe initially what you earn on a monthly. No, maybe what you earn as a bolly seller. Maybe you are selling corn. Maybe you are selling granite. On a monthly basis, you are earning 5,000 as profit. Now, if the 25,000 naira comes in for you, it has supported you in many ways. This palliative should never be sufficient. I will not vote for it to be sufficient because if it is sufficient for anybody, it will render them useless. They will never want to work. Do you understand? Imagine this palliative is like 100,000. So people will not rather work. They just say, "Okay, I know they work. I know they do anything." When months end, I collect 100,000. I will not work. But when they say that, let me just give you something to support you on the way. Look how Lagos State, majority of Lagosians, what they need is what? Transport, palliative. What we need is transportation palliative. I don't think we need much than that. Okay, so like for instance, now if they subsidize the transportation in Lagos State, I don't think nobody will be clamoring for additional money and all the likes. But there are some people, what they need is what? I don't think an additional 10,000 to support what I heard. All right, and I think this will go a long way for the short period of time. We have the medium term. The medium term measures palliative is there, but the short term palliative has been activated, and I think the government needs to be commended for that.
All right, kudos to some of the viewers commenting at the comment section. We have King Henry saying, "Nice grammar, alleviate, not eradicate." Kudos to you. That's what King Henry is saying here. We have Odunlade Taiwo saying that Labour Union have BCM partisan and they don't think this government can succeed.
I agree with you. Odunlade, I agree with you.
Okay, I've become partisan.
I agree with you.
I've become partisan.
I think the Labour unions have been politicized by the Labour Party. And this is why we feel we who are objective, we feel they have been politicized. And, whatever good intentions they might want to bring forth, there are some people who will have this sense of undertone like this guy who is vehemently against the current president. The Labour Union must always remain non-partisan. The Labour Union must always remain non-partisan. They should always be against they must always be holding accountable the current administration. That should be their job.
All right, we have another person.
They are the accountability officer.
Niyi, smooth politics mouth, sweet talk specialist.
No, listen.
You have a sweet mouth. That's what the person is saying.
I want Nigeria to be better.
Oh, okay.
That's what I want. Some of us get opportunities to leave this country, but we say no. I was just speaking with Ralph and some other people. I said, why is it that we don't have a fenced border in the north? our northerners can still do business with the Nigerians. But let us have a common point of entry and exit.
So that the borders won't be porous.
Look at Algeria. Algeria, who are supposedly a direct relative of Niger, has a wall border. Look at Sudan and Egypt. Egypt has a wall. You know, they belong to the same Arab League. But Egypt has been able to build a wall. It doesn't joke with its borderline. You see, this is a failure and accumulation of our terrible leaders. Look at during those days of the Gulf War, when we had so much money. Gowon said that we don't even know what to use money for. Why didn't you use the money to build those wall borders? But you see today, the senators, the northern senators are crying that, no, the government should open the border. Which border do we have? Do you want to tell me that there's no trade going on between Nigeria and Nigeria as we speak? Which border? If you get to the borderline, my brother, you can eat gari in Nigeria, go and buy granite in Niger. That is how porous it is. And here we are clamoring for insecurity. Our legislator needs to push a bill that we need to restate and erect a wall between us and Niger. Let us have a common point of entry and exit.
All right, to further buttress your point, we have Andrew saying that labor union should not be limited to federal alone. Don't we have state labor union?
Andrew,
their own contribution.
Andrew, yesterday I spoke about this, but because of your bias and hate towards me, I don't know, I said labor union are supposed to be the pressure group that will charge anybody that is currently ruling Nigeria. I said it that labor union are most widespread because we have the state chapters, we have the local government chapters. We have national chapters of labor unions, we have state chapters, we have local government chapters. Labor union goes across every nook and cranny of Nigeria. To Ajero, I have cried over this, that he is so incompetent. All he's doing is a boycott. He's been politicized. He's just been after his brother. If he has the interest of Nigeria at heart, when they share 2 billion naira to Bayelsa, he should be fighting Doyediri. Doyediri, the 2 billion they gave you, you have less than 4 million people in your state. What did you use that money for? That's why I said that Festus Usifu, I would have wished he was the NLC chairman, but he's not. So Ajero is a confused man. All they after is a salary increment. Okay, if you increase salary, what else?
All right, thank you so much, Niji. We appreciate you for coming on board to share your own views concerning the situation at hand. Rafael, good morning to you. And how are you doing?
Fine.
What happened? You sound dull. What happened?
No, me dull. I have never been a dull person. No. I've never been a dull person. Good morning, viewers.
All right. Talking about the cash transfer, we're asking questions on how the government should disburse it. And again, can we see the government delivering these to the right persons?
That's why they should use the bank index. We have account owners in the bank, all the commercial banks all over the country. Then those accounts were opened with BVN. And recently, NIN was introduced into our system. But then going through our database, our data system, we are going to get it right. Because you can see, as I'm talking to you, immigration control in Nigeria, like what Lee said, from Kano State, from Borno State, Katsina, Zamfara, you can go to Sahara Desert. No barrier, no roadblock, no barricade, nothing. It's free. We don't have border in the north. Where we have control border is in Yoruba land, axis of Cotonou, Togo, in the Republic. I didn't understand. Then on getting to southeastern Nigeria, we have Bakassi border with Cameroon. I didn't understand. Then north central Adamawa with Cameroon and Chad. Then we have Bakassi. Yeah, Bakassi, I've said that. So then there's no border. The north has been enjoying free flow, inflow of trading from northern Africa, Sahel countries. The border over there is not only porous, it's open. They trade with Cameroonians, they trade with the Sudanese, the Burkina Faso, Nigerian, all of them. They can come into Nigeria anytime.
They have their brothers, they are fine, but that shouldn't be an excuse. It shouldn't be an excuse. You have New Mexico in the United States. Side of Florida, New Mexico, get Florida here. That New Mexico, they share boundary with Southern America countries, Mexico, and the rest of the Southern Latinos. Say, yet, American government, they have long, tall wall, electrified, with barbed wire on top. So it shouldn't be an excuse that Hausa in Niger, Hausa in Nigeria are brother, and now we make our border in the northern region more porous than anything. Not even porous, it's open. They come in at their free way. They go out at their free way. I didn't understand. So, disbursing palliative money without getting this kind of problem I'm talking about here on check. The money you pay as palliative will grow wing and they chook its little tail and fly away. So you want to share money is as easy as ABC. Go to UBA, consult Sterling Bank, you have Polaris, First Bank, and so on and so forth. So if APC government is sincere to share money to Nigerians is as easy as ABCD. I'm telling you, these people are coming up with, surprises, impossibilities, things that are physically impossible is what we are seeing in Nigeria. I've never seen any time Nigeria has shared money, shared whatever, correctly because our database is fallible. It is errors.
All right, Vivian Costa from Michael Checking Network. But the image is not working. Okay, are you checking it? Have you checked it? The sound. Okay. All right, Raphael, let's quickly move down to on those states where we have the lawmakers meeting Ganduje to suspend that he was impeachment. That's the deputy governor of the state.
Anytime if you ask me, we have something like this, tackling the senators. You know that senator should be from southern Nigeria. Senators from southern Nigeria, they always victimize them because they overdo things. Remember when Wabara was sacked? Remember when Oyi was sacked by the same senators, lawmakers? I remember when Evans and was sacked. I didn't understand so vividly. They sacked these senators simply because of the particular place where they come from. They are people that can never work in group, work as brothers, work to develop their regions, work to cooperate with themselves. Simply because Chibokadibo gave out cow to his master, the person he served as, I think, political advisor, 1979 to 1983. Chibokadibo was impeached. I followed the talk. I didn't understand. Even Senwerem, what was the issue? I don't know. Even Senwerem was sacked. Minister of Education then, was it to not grow or Nwosu? There was money disbursed into, not Professor Henry Nwosu, disbursed into Education Ministry. The money was not properly disbursed. They found out that Nwabara has hand in it. My brothers in diaspora, to the tune of millions of naira. Scanty, just small millions of naira. We're not talking about millions. Mike, you know that Nwabara was sacked as a senator of Federal Republic of Nigeria. Recent time you had where some persons are looting in billions. Looting in billions in the House, looting in billions in the Judiciary Department, looting in billions in the Senate, Nigerian lawmakers, looting in billions in the Executive Department of government within Federal Government of Nigeria, and they are not being punished. I hope it's audible enough.
Yeah, it's audible, but we are having network issue. Yeah.
So nothing is being done. So what I'm trying to say is that Southern lawmakers, they have issue. Okay, is it because Akpabio said
It is time for weekend. Hope all of you has gotten your alerts into your various accounts. I've disbursed the 14 million naira or 1.4 million naira for you to enjoy your weekend. Have a good weekend. Not knowing that the microphone and the camera was still on. It was still audible to viewers, to the members of the public, and now they found it a punishable offense. Among the senators, they want to cut Akpabio's neck into two. Who is to be blamed? To whose chain? To the chain of the lawmakers and to the chain of the executive. So if they plan to impeach him, I think he himself is a fool. The reason I'm calling Akpabio a foolish man is that this time, everybody knows that if Mr. President dies today, I'm not wishing him there too. Chetima is going with him. No, Chetima is to replace him. That is by death. Thank you. But if they pitch Achiwaju Chief Tinubu today, everybody knows that Chetima is involved. See, let me tell you people that don't know anything about presidential system of government, how it works. If Mr. President forged document today, it is going to affect his deputy, his vice, both of them. As we all know that Tinubu did not win election, that he rigged it, Chetima rigged it too. As we all know that Tinubu committed many crimes in the United States that everybody is hiding now. Somebody like Taiwo, Nulele, he won't like me to mention it. The same Chetima committed that drug offense. So if anything happens to Tinubu himself, Chetima is going with him. Which is why I'm advising Akpabio. You know there are many loopholes about Tinubu. Loopholes. Many leakages. I listen to me. Yeah. Punctured holes. What you would have done? Campaign in the house. Campaign in the house. This man is not competent enough. This man forged the result and other documents. They pitch him out. You become Nigerian president. Then debate will start again. I don't know what I understand. And we know that you, 9th assembly, they are called 10th assembly, that you are competent. That you know what you are doing. You are number 3. If it happen that Tinubu get impeached, it's number 3 that we go. Because if they impeach Tinubu, Chetima goes with him. He goes in with him. Impeach this man, where he committed punishable offense, the man will be arrested and go to jail. And they are there sleeping. Let me tell you, if they find you culpable by Metawale, I think, and Lawal, and other northern senators, if they find you culpable, you should go in for it. That's it. If you don't know how to use law, the people that know how to revoke the law or review Nigerian constitution will help you do that. I didn't understand. You see what happened during Jonathan regime? Good Lord Jonathan does not know how to wield the executive power. Use the law well. You know what I mean? He fooled himself out of power. Good Lord did not know. Then somebody like Buhari that knows what it takes to be the head, to be a king, to be a president of Federal Republic of Nigeria, who does not sin, who does not offend the law. Buhari used his strength and power. He used his law. He used everything within his immunity clause that is covering him well. That's why he did all he could to see that he remains there. Though he did not have first school living certificate, Buhari did not come in with WAEC. Buhari stayed there, used his power well, included his nephew. Daura was there with him, a nephew, who has no appointment whatsoever from state to federal level. Anywhere Buhari goes, Daura follows him. Until Daura died as of 2001, nobody knows today in Dubai, because it was a shameful thing. So what I'm trying to say is that when you know you are right, use your right well. Don't derail. Akpabio should wait this time around. The people in the house should know what to do about him. Since he doesn't know his work, because he wants to favor Tinubu, he made you a Senate president, does not mean he should control you.
Nigerian political system is messed up with mediocrity and, let me tell you, ignorance. That I made you my special advisor does not warrant you to steal money within my office. I will sack you. If I appoint a minister of work, if you're not doing well, I will sack you and reshuffle my cabinet and put somebody there. Akpabio, Tinubu made you a speaker. Does not mean you should allow Tinubu to misbehave to Nigerians, to abuse that public office given to him. If he does, you should use the law and remove him there and get it right for Nigerians. You see what I'm saying now? Akpabio, they have been ganging up against him since he made that statement. Since he disbursed that money for them to go enjoy their weekend. The House senators are not happy with him. So what I'm trying to say is that let the cap be worn by whoever is fitted into his head. If you know the law, use the law well. Don't look at the person on the right hand, or this one is my political boss. No. Do your work well. Tell him, come, this is where you got it right. And we don't want our images in the house dented. You show him out, the way out. It shouldn't be by sentiment or emotional tactics. We can't use emotion. We can't be emotional when it comes to Constitution of Federal Republic of Nigeria. If anybody contravenes the law, the person should answer to it. I don't know what I understand. We shouldn't be subverting Nigerian constitution, subverting justice, because we want somebody to be a political godfather or is the one that took you to that position. I didn't understand. So what I'm trying to say, Mike, you said something about impeaching Akpabio. The cloud is thickening up. Yeah? I wish it will stand. Because, you know, these people, they always say something, they won't follow it up. That's me. Akpabio is from my side. I don't care. What I believe is honesty, fairness, equity. If Akpabio derail from doing the needful, the door is open for him to go. There are many people that can be in that position and do well. So likewise, what Mr. President is going on now, the so-called Chief Tinubu, who's acclaimed winner of 2023 election. If he's found culpable in the court, if he's not, in the Supreme Court there, if he knows that he's right, he won't have the prerogative whatsoever to be throwing word to the escort, Supreme Court, and say, don't allow this, don't allow that. When you know that you are honest, you have not committed any crime, and leave them now. That day you go and prove yourself.
Okay.
So likewise, Akpabio, that's what I'm saying about Akpabio.
Okay, let me quickly read this report by BBC. After the BBC released the report,
on the certificate
issue. I don't know if the network is okay now, but I believe our viewers are listening. Okay. Now, BBC, we received a number of complaints on our investigative report on the authenticity of Nigerian President Bola Tinubu attending and graduating from Chicago State University. And the forgery allegation concerning the certificates is submitted to the Nigerian electoral body before the presidential election in 2023. Now, thank you for taking your time to write us. We regret that you are unhappy with our findings on this matter. That's BBC talking. We have looked into this over again, and BBC has not seen any evidence that the certificate is in any way forged. We have again contacted Chicago State University, and they confirmed for the 10th time that Bola Tinubu graduated from the university in 1979 with a bachelor's degree.
Business administration.
Yeah. We believe our text piece on this matter has been informative and responsible, reporting known facts. We therefore stand by our journalism on the Tinubu certificate matter. The documents submitted as same font seal and signature with other diploma issued by CSU around 1990s. And we can boldly confirm this. Are you listening, Raphael?
I'm listening.
The fact that the replacement certificate was not issued directly by CSU did not invalidate it. Third-party vendors are legally permitted to issue replacement diplomas on behalf of some U.S. colleagues and universities, which are brought to the university for vetting and signing by the vendors before it releases it to the owner and the CSU allows this practice as well. So therefore, we believed those saying otherwise. Yay, sorry, my phone is off.
Okay, see,
but you've been able to.
I grabbed what you said. And before that, I read on the newspaper. I saw what the BBC, were writing on the front page of Nigerian dailies.
Okay.
Newspapers. And I'm not surprised because as I am here, we read on the paper, we read on social media, we watch on the television how Atiku tried hard to convince the world that CSU denied it. They denied Tinubu attending that university. They pointed out many irregularities. I think you understand. On the certificate, with dates, with name, signatories on his certificate, that is causing this controversy. And I've come to this point to understand that I can tell the whole world here that I didn't know the agreement Tinubu had with the British at the back door. We know that the person in question that came out with this allegation is one of the contestants of 2023 presidential election, Atiku Abubakar, under PDP political platform. He investigated his case, he rushed it. I think within 2 weeks, everything came to play out. Everything came to play out that CSU itself denied it, that Tinubu did not graduate in that institution. But BBC is telling us from their own side of story. That's why I'm telling you that I can never be convinced by this kind of cock and bull stories by BBC.
So
the state of listen, CNN, cable news network, sorry. I follow CNN right from childhood. CNN was formed in 1985. I listen to me. See, they confirm it, the investigation by this elderly man, Atiku. Atiku is not telling anybody lies. Atiku himself presented his certificates.
Now, because of our time, Raphael, are you...
I don't believe what BBC said.
You don't believe what BBC said?
Jesus Christ, who am I? I don't even believe the whole goggles. Because you will see different goggles online. It is not for you to use your brain. Are you listening to me? You will see different. Tinubu himself has never been able to come out and defend himself. You know all that Tinubu is saying? Don't expose that certificate. Why? Mike, let me give you an instance of myself. I know that in 1985, I was in class 3 as a small boy, young boy. Mike, in 1985, I scored mathematics 98%. Do you know why in examination? You can't score mathematics 100%. Gilbert and Emeka, the marker, he came out to say it boldly in the whole class that, Ralph, you got mathematics 100%. I removed 2 because you can't score mathematics 100. My heart became like lion. I was annoyed because I saw the paper, it was all good. Why didn't you write 100% on red biro? I listened to me. I was proud to accuse the guy. I was proud to go take the question paper to principal. Why? A clear conscience does not fear accusation. Tinubu should have come out and fight it with Atiku. Go there, address Nigerians. Are you listening to me? Come, you can stay talk. Fight it with Atiku. I passed my university education. I graduated in Chicago. Come out proudly and defend yourself. He's sitting at the back there, bribing BBC and all manner of media houses around the world, even Google, to support him. We are doing ourselves, we Nigerians. We see fact, we can still not follow the fact. We are following what? Facts. It is a cause that BBC is defending what is not sure of. Course, hoax, fact. It is never a reality. If it is a reality, Chief Tinubu should come out and defend himself. Okay, I'm proud that I passed my exam. If masters, we call them masters in the secondary school, if you mark nonsense, I report it to the principal. With the fact that the principal can say, sit down, this, write it, I will finish it.
under 30 minutes, I will finish what I know. Are you listening to me? That's the pride of a brilliant man. That's the pride of an innocent man. That is the pride of the bluegrass.
All right, Raphael.
See, let me tell you.
Raphael.
BBC has an arrangement at the closed door, back door, with Chief Tinubu. That's why BBC has been ranting and ranting on and on that Tinubu graduated.
All right,
CSC.
Raphael, thank you so much. I appreciate it. All right, we've heard so much from our reviewers, and I believe the viewers also had a great time with us today. Tomorrow is another day. We're bringing you trending topics in the society. All right, Michael Adekunle is signing out, and I hope you do have a great day. Bye, everyone.